matched up with Stangver. Now he's a veteran Dragonfront player back in the day, but we both are quite new to the re-release launch, so our decks are fairly limited. So this is going to be a pretty exciting game.
Ready.
And let's jump into it. So I am player 1, but I do have a Lunatic in my hand, so I choose not to put anything down. I respond to his 1/1 golem with the Lunatic, and Lunatics are, in my opinion, some of the best early S tier units because they counter Manimal, they counter Battle Surveyors, they counter so many cheap, good mana 1 type units, and it does 2 random damage to whatever's on the battlefield, 1/1 damage. And it can come in handy versus a lot of different units. So, and there I played my Mana Fort, or I forget what it's called, but it produces me mana. Now he doesn't seem to have removal for that fort, which I think if he did, he would probably just end up winning the game. All right, and he plays his flyer type unit, the 1/2 with shift. And his strategy is going to be to chip at me, get me to a danger zone type of health, and then go combo in with his Amina champion. Now Amina has sprint built into her, and if you can get the rush spell, if you unlock the rush spell or get in a booster, you could then play her. She gains mana, you rush her, and then she sprints and hits you for 4 in the face with flying. So that's a very good combo if you can kind of you know, grind your way to get those cards. But yeah, doing chip damage. And the other big strategy with Essence is they have a 6-cost spell card called Ether Blast. Now Ether Blast, there's not too many spell cards that do damage to Stronghold. This will do damage to a unit, and then the overkill on it will do damage to the Stronghold. So ideally what you could do is like target a 1 health unit on the enemy side, Ether Blast it. The 1 health unit will take the basically the 5 damage, but then the 4 remaining damage will overkill into the fortress of your enemy. So doing like 4 damage to the Stronghold. We're gonna actually see him use one of his Ether Blasts on my Shade Thaumaturge in a few minutes. But yeah, I'm trying to build up my board. He's got quite a bit of board control on me.
That target is not valid.
All his push is really making it hard for me to get my defense in order.
That target is invalid.
And finally, I took out that annoying shift flying unit.
At your service.
So I'm starting to get some power now down in my spawn row. Hopefully to start pushing them back away from me. Yeah, so this is where he Ether Blasts me. Now, he chose the Ether Blast to Shade Thaumaturge. I guess he wanted to stop me from drawing cards. But then he only got 1 damage on my Stronghold, so... I don't know if that was the right call. But yeah, I would have got like 2 free kind of cards off the Manimal. I put down my big boy there. That seemed to be kind of a problem for him to deal with. The D tank is quite a formidable foe with armor. It's got a lot of power. And I'm trying to create a good flank on the left with... I got a Lancer plus the airship. But he's really annoying here with all this push stuff. I feel like my back is against the wall right now. Now he's gearing up to bring West Wind Anima out. Or Mina. Anima. I am trying to get my engineer out as well. Now he's actually an okay counter versus her because he can put a wall out for free, which would slow her down from doing her sprinting. So
It's like hurricanes.
It's like hurricanes. Yeah, so we're kind of in the danger zone. Like our health is getting kind of low there. Not quite in the danger zone, but and we haven't done any damage to her.
That unit has already taken its action this turn.
So I'm really worried about if he has the rush for West Wind Anima.
Give me a target.
So one nice thing about Scales is the bombers. If you run to the bombers, when they die, they give you a spell for +1/1, so +1 health, +1 power, and that's very good to put on Brommel, the engineer champion, because he has armor, and then he becomes like I think a 6 power with high health armor, which can kind of delete pretty much anything. Or you could put it on your fat stack tank there, or the catapults. There's a lot of good choices. Now I see not many people play catapults, but Scales have some of the best catapults in the game. The thing though is catapults is you want to play them when you have a unit that's in the front lines, because it can shoot over your unit. So ideally you want to have like a strong unit going forward, then play your catapult behind that unit to support it. That's the best. A lot of players will just play the catapult on an empty lane, and I don't think that's I think that's a big mistake that new players make, because catapult's weakness is when they fire, they get kind of like exhausted for a round. So that's why you need like a strong unit ahead of it to do like protect it and do damage. So I got my champion out now. I beat him to the punch. Now he's got a nesting golem in front of me. Now those are really annoying because it's all about RNG on those things. They will just kind of respawn, like it's like a coin flip. So if you get heads 5 times, that's respawning 5 times, doing 2 damage each time. So that's like 10 damage possibly. And I've had games where the nesting golem has spawned 5 times in a row. Way to counter that is there's units that do hush. So you could play one of those units. So he puts down West Wing, and she's gonna go back up to 10 mana. It's a really good combo champion. And now I'm just scared he might have, you know, some really ether blasts or something crazy. So we pull one of our bombs there, perfect for that golem because it does 3 damage. So Bronno's going up there, backed up with a catapult, and that's going to be very nasty. Now he's got one of those shift push 6 unit costs, but now I'm pumping Ronald up, like I said before, with those supply drops. Now I'm a 610 with armor, so I'm just gonna one-shot that that 6 cost unit with shift and push. Yeah, sorry, I kind of forget a lot of these units, but the more I play the game, I'll be able to identify what they are. So Manimals coming up there to touch my tank, but he wants to keep that tank in the zone because flyer units ignore land spawn units. They can go right to stronghold, right to face. So that's why Manimal is sort of like face tanking the tank right now. As soon as Manimal's dead, Amina's gonna fly in and smack me in the face. So I put a wall on the left lane just because he's got that shifting to attack. I have 2 health left on my Lancer, so I want to, you know, kind of protect it. And I can, with the catapult now, I can kind of time when I want that wall to be gone. So now she's got to waste like 2 activations trying to defeat that wall, which is giving me enough time to deal with Manimal. I did a pretty good play there because that right lane is really sketchy for him. It's going to be hard for him to answer that lane. So I think he pretty much has to try to beat me before I beat him. And so it's going to be a battle of which lane can get the most hits on the stronghold and win. So he's focusing on the mid lane. I'm focusing on the 2 left and right lanes. And this is what is so unique with this game is unlike normal conventional card games, it's very linear. This has multiple lanes, rows, forts that change things. You have different mechanics like shifting, pushing, spell damage. There's so many kind of cool things in this game that you can do. And it's like kind of like chess, but with real-time strategy of cards, and it's a lot of
That unit is stunned.
it's not so much rock paper scissors. It's well, there's a little bit of that rock paper scissors, but it's there's Amina coming face on me, and I check my health in a minute here. I'm basically down to 1 health. He targeted my tank there, bringing it to 1 health. So he was banking on Lunatic would get the 1 damage on my tank, and it did not. So I could have lost the game right there if Lunatic got the RNG there. So I smashed face. He's down to 1 health left. I play my air unit, so now he has to actually either remove that air unit with a spell card, or Amina's got to face tank it and die. Ronald is smacking there. Cannibal hits. So things are getting real close. I'm down to 1 health right now. I play a sprint jet booster guy. So basically, if he could remove that, he doesn't. So if he had any type of removal, mana daggers, another ether blast, he wins. But he didn't have it. Now he's got to hope for an ether blast. If he gets an ether blast, he can win. So now I'm just racing him like I gotta finish him off before the ether blast comes. I play my Terra Whale on my own thing because now I can attack with Terra Whale next turn. And Terra Whale is not a bad card. I think some people think it's a meme card, but it's if you run like I run that 4-cost fort, I could always target my own fort. Usually want to run okay, so you didn't have the ether blast there, so this pretty much seals the deal for him. And very close game. Could have went either way, but and I do my little victory dance here. One cool thing about VR, you can do kind of stuff like that. Yeah, but good game, Stingvert. Thanks for the game.
You are victorious. Level up. Military secrets. Empower.
The battle at
Rare. Necromancer ministers.